It's always nice to see a midwife catch her first baby or do it all on her own the first time. Just the passion that's in their eyes, you know, when they're helping these families. We had an accidental breech birth here, and I was on call with a new midwife, and I was able to talk her through that. And she was absolutely thrilled, her eyes like she did it. That's why, to be able to continue the legacy of midwifery, and so that women can continue to have midwives.
In general, like especially when someone's had babies before and it's like their first unmedicated birth, you know, just like seeing them like feel all the sensations of birth for the first time, I think is just really, really cool. And, you know, we're just there like telling them that they can do it, and, you know, just how proud they are of themselves afterwards when they, you know, because they reach that point where they think that they can't, and then we realize, no, you can do this.
Well, recently I was helping someone to have a vaginal birth after a C-section here in the birth center. During the second stage, which is the pushing phase, sometimes that can be a hard time for someone who hasn't had a vaginal birth before. And so I had a client that I took care of. She really pushed through. She listened to the encouragement of me as her midwife and her doula. When she birthed her baby, it was just the most incredible experience. Her baby came out. The whole room erupted in joy. There were tears all around. Her doula, who's very experienced, who doesn't cry very often at births, she let out some tears as well. And so it was just a really joyful experience. So I love helping people to work through those times where they reach a point where they think they aren't able to do it, and then encouraging them so that they can finish and all the way and push their baby out and help them achieve their goal.
If you're watching this client, we loved your birth. We had this mom who was trained in opera, and so she put her headphones in and she just jammed out her whole labor, and she like literally sang her baby out. Like she was like singing / pushing / singing and had a baby, and it was so fast.
She had a playlist and she was singing so loudly. The things she was singing, her husband and I were like laughing with each other.
It was pretty, me and the other midwife were looking at each other like trying not to laugh, but she did great. It was just definitely an instance of a little bit of humor at a birth.
This was a while ago. This mom was wanting to catch her own baby, which is fine, we do that all the time. And she was in a position that when the baby's head came out, you know, it's there for a little bit, a minute or two, and she's just rubbing the top of her baby's head and talking to her. And then when the baby came out and I handed the baby to her, she didn't lift the baby up right away, but her and her husband just talked to the baby, and it was just really super sweet. They took a moment to do that, and I thought that was sweet.
It was Christmas Day. I was caring for an African-American birthing person, and she had 5 sisters, and they'd all had C-sections. And we cared for her right from preconception. Before she got pregnant, she came to us. She did our whole program. She did everything she needed to do. She worked really hard. And Christmas Day, right here, stood in this bed here, she pushed her baby out, standing up into her and my hands. And her mother had C-sections herself. All her sisters had had C-sections. But we changed the course and the trajectory of that woman's life.